Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. I'm Ben. I've got a blind bourbon battle on the bar. Let's get into it. All right, so we've got a bourbon battle on the bar tonight. As you can see, I've got some Wild Turkey products out here. A few weeks ago, I got a hold of the Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell 70th Anniversary Edition. It was really good. A lot of hype about this bottle right now, so I figured I'd come on here and do sort of a blind against the regular Wild Turkey 101, and then I do have a Kentucky Spirit, which is also 101 proof. This does happen to be the Camp Nelson warehouse, which, I don't know, supposedly those are supposed to be the good ones of the Kentucky Spirits. So anyway, I really like this bottle, but I wasn't really convinced that I needed to go out and like back it up. I know a lot of people did. Totally cool. I just didn't, I thought it was really, really good, but my thought was kind of, for the price, if this was a regular release, I'd probably just get a rare breed. But still a damn good bottle nonetheless. But I want to see how these stack up against each other. So let's get into it. I've got 3 Glens back here. This is a blind flight. So the order that I'm drinking them in is not the order that they're displayed here. This is just to make it look cool on the bar. I have mixed these glasses up, and so I don't know which one is which. So I will be doing a nosing and tasting, and I'll probably fast forward through that because it's not going to be terribly interesting to watch me sit here and try to figure this out, because it may take a minute or two. But I'm very, very interested in seeing especially how this one stacks up. I don't know if the Kentucky Spirit, does this have an age on it? It says when it was bottled. Who cares when it was bottled? I never understood that. Unless you're looking to like get something that was bottled on somebody's birthday or like your anniversary or something. So tell you it was bottled and whatever date, and it's like, well, who cares? Tell me when it was distilled and bottled so I know how old it is. So I don't know what the age of this is. This is 8-year minimum with some of Jimmy Russell's favorite warehouse barrels that I think were 9 years blended in with it. And then the 101 I think is 6 to 8 years. So anyway, enough about the stats. Let's get into the tasting. I'm going to jump into it here, fast forward through this. I'll maybe take a break and give you a quick update if anything interesting happens. Let's get into it. Okay, so a little quick update here on the nosing. They're all obviously very similar because they're all the exact same mash bill, the exact same proof, and just varying in age, and in this case, a single barrel or the blend. So they're all very, very similar. I will say just so far, strictly on the nose, the one on my right, I'm gonna go like right 1, 2, 3. Number 1 here on the right seems to be the most bold. I feel like the middle one is maybe the least, and then number 3 is kind of right there in the middle, but all very, very similar flavor or nosing notes, which again, it's all the same mash bill, it's all the same proof. You're gonna have that, and that's really why I wanted to do this kind of little experiment here. It's like, is there that big of a difference between these? So I'm gonna get into the tasting here, see what happens, and I'll check back in with you in a minute. Well, this is definitely gonna be a hard one.
That's what she said.
The one on the right, number 1, is maybe coming across as a little more refined. Maybe a slightly better mouthfeel. Again, all similar flavor profile, just like the nose, of course, because they're all pretty much the same. But the one in the middle here, sample number 2, seemed a little weaker on the nose, and I'm not having that same experience with the palate. None of these are weaker than the other one. I feel like the other 2 are kind of battling it out, but this one on the right, whichever one this one is, just came across as a little more rounded out, like I said, a little better mouthfeel, and just maybe a slightly better balance of the same profile. So this is stacking up to be kind of interesting in the sense that these are all so similar, but one of them is kind of standing out a little bit. The other two it's still a battle for, but now I'm gonna go ahead and drink them from the opposite direction so this one doesn't get the benefit of having been the first taste. So I'm gonna fast forward, check back in with you with the results in a minute. Okay, I'm back with results here. This was extremely difficult. It came down to, and again, if you fast forwarded the video just to get to the results, I'm not drinking these in order of how they're displayed. This is just so it looks nice in the video. So I don't know what these are. My first impression was that glass number 1 had a better nose and a slightly better mouthfeel. And so that one was kind of in first place the whole time. I think the middle one took last place for me. And it's not because, I don't know, there was something about it that was just a little bit, just slightly less turned down than the other two. But by the end of this tasting, sample number 1 and number 3, it's basically a coin flip, honestly. The only reason I kept number 1 in first place is because I think they basically tied on the palate, but I think it had a better nose. And so just the overall score, including the nose, I'm gonna keep sample number 1 as the winner. But again, on the palate, this was basically a coin flip. So I can already tell you, like there are some places that, so this, the 70th anniversary, it's kind of tough to find. It was supposed to be widely released and supposed to be one of those ones where you don't have to rush out and get it because there's enough to go around. That's kind of proving to not be the case because I think there's some shadiness going on there. But it runs around 60 bucks. 50 to 60 bucks I think is MSRP. I paid 60 for it. I think I paid 60 for the Kentucky Spirit. There are places that charge 70 for this, which I absolutely won't buy it at that point. 60 is even still kind of a stretch. I know some people swear by the Kentucky Spirits being a lot better than the 101. I don't doubt that it's maybe better than the 101. I don't know if it's more than double the price, you know, but well, if this is 70, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, I just, like I said, I won't buy it at that point, but 55 to 60, sure, I'll bite. I bought this one because it was the Camp Nelson. I just kept hearing that that was the one you got to try. So I can already tell you in this flight, I don't think that these two are less quality than their price. I think the 101 is just better quality than its price, is really what it is. And I think that 101 has maybe gone a little bit, I don't want to say downhill, but it's lost a step in the last few years. I wonder if that's just me. That could be just me, you know, like getting out into other profiles that I'm discovering I like a little bit better, because I'm a Wild Turkey fanboy. But I feel like this one has just become a little bit like, I don't know, I feel like maybe they're using some younger barrels or something. It just doesn't seem to maybe have the same edge that it used to. But now that I've put it in this flight, even if it's last place, these were all so close that, again, I don't think it highlights that these are overpriced. I think it just highlights what a great value 101 is. So anyway, let's get into the results here. In last place, we have, we've got the Camp Nelson coming in last place. That one felt the thinnest to me on the nose and the palate, but it was very, very close. So anyway, still a great bourbon, but it lost to regular 101, and for the price, I don't know. So let's go in and we might as well just pick the winner, because if I tell you what second place is, we'll know what the winner is by default. The winner is, well, I can tell you what the loser is tonight, and that's going to be my credibility with all of you, because my winner is 101. And in second place is the 70th anniversary. This is probably going to piss some people off. I don't know why it would. I mean, you don't have to get mad about it. You can just not trust my opinion anymore. But I don't know. This one just right off the bat came out as a little bit, I don't know, it was a little more bold to me. And so maybe all that stuff I said about 101 maybe losing a step. I don't know. I did say in my review of this that I think I said I wasn't sure if it warranted the jump in price. And if this was available every day, you know, would I buy it? I don't know. But I don't know. Wild Turkey 101, just the regular shelfer coming slamming home with the victory. The budget pour wins it all, which, you know what? I got to tell you, I like when that happens. But as I said when I came back from fast forwarding from the tasting, the 101 and this were basic on the palate. It was an absolute coin toss. These are almost identical, at least for me in this flight. So I don't know. Take these results and do with them what you will, but in third place, we have the Camp Nelson. In second place, we have the 70th anniversary. And in first place, we have the Wild Turkey 101 Shelfer. If you watch this channel with any frequency, you know what's coming up next. We're gonna do the blend. And you would think automatically that blending 3 bourbons that are so similar, it's just gonna be good. It's gonna taste exactly like all 3 of them just blended. Sometimes though, in a strange way, doing these blends, you can blend 2 things that are very similar and somehow it goes off the rails. I don't know what the science is behind that. At this point, I'm convinced I could blend 2 single barrels of the same single barrel and it would taste different. Just killing my credibility even more. That was a joke. Anyway, let's get into the blend. Cheers. It tastes like a 101 proof Wild Turkey product. Blend didn't really do anything. Just, if the 4th glass here would have been the blend and I would have blinded all of those, it would have fit right in. So, surprise, surprise, you blend 3 bourbons of the same mash bill and same proof and roughly close to the same age. Doesn't change the blend much. Anyway, well folks, I hope you continue to watch this channel. Even though this blind may have destroyed my credibility, but you know what? That's a blind bourbon flight. You never know what could happen. Any given flight on any given day, who knows? So anyway, well, this has been a Wild Turkey blind flight on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.